Ramble.
Thank you to MeUndies for sponsoring today's episode.
Who hasn't introduced in a while? Eugene?
Me, Miles.
Ned.
It's
Yeah,
me.
it's Ned.
You
It's
haven't
Ned.
asked me to introduce it once during
I'm
quarantine.
sorry, Ned. I keep forgetting.
I didn't care at first, but then it started to bother me
Okay, I'm sorry,
a
Ned.
little bit by a little bit.
I forgot. Go.
It's been 6 weeks.
It's been.
You know, you've been building up to this moment for a long time. I want a
very
really
upset.
good intro from you, buddy.
Yeah,
Nice and
sure.
clean, full
Okay,
of
all right,
energy,
let me do
get
it.
the people going.
Yeah.
Welcome to TryPod.
What is happening?
Good morning. It's another week of the TryPod with your friends Eugene,
Hi.
Zach,
Hi.
Keith,
Hi.
and me, Ned. Hi. Everyone's got their sultry voices on this morning, including our producer, Miles.
Hi.
I like that.
Oh.
Today we're talking about how we're doing in quarantine, special businesses that we might start, and as always, a word from Keith. What's the word of the day, Keith?
Today's word of the day is plants. People are getting more and more plants nowadays because it's something you can focus your energy into.
I have been gardening, it's true. And there's nothing like eating your own garden food and then realizing there's a giant slug in your lettuce. I harvested lettuce and there was a big ass, like a little, I was like, oh, this is like a chopped piece of mushroom. But then I looked closer and it was like a tiny little slug all up on my beautiful little lettuce. What am I supposed to do with that?
You have to
How do I
burn-
even get rid of it? Well, I put it in the garbage. Then it got in the sink, and I was like, "Oh, this slug's about to go down the drain, and then it's gonna make little slug babies in my pipe."
Slugs are definitely some of the least desirable bugs that actually aren't a threat to us, right? They're just so gross. They're like if toothpaste was alive. It once you touch it, you're like, oh, that doesn't feel good. They're so easy to squash. They melt in the salt.
Would you like my slime? Hi, guys. I left a trail for you. Would you like it sticky and it's full of
Zach has turned into a slug.
How do they keep producing slime? Like, what are they making it out of? They don't seem like they're eating a ton.
You got some nerve from someone who has an endless supply of sweat.
That's true, but I got 2 liquids here.
Hey.
But the slugs, they have so much liquid coming out of them, and I rarely see them eating or drinking.
It makes me think about spiders. Like, where does a spider get all that ass silk from?
That's a great question, Ned.
They're just squirting out silk at their butts. Where does it come from?
Should we just make this another giant bug fight podcast?
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites. I don't know what episode that was, but people send me images all the time of like giant bugs fighting and like other countries' television shows. They just send me pictures of giant bugs fighting. I'm like, thank you.
Well, we got to have them or our ecosystem will be terribly off balance.
That's true.
But
Go off, Eugene.
Go off, Eugene.
Kill it, bitch.
that's slime.
Eco-science.
Isn't slug slime mucus? Isn't it bodily mucus secretions?
Yeah, probably, but where are they getting all the juice, baby? Like, do we not see them and they just go and they drink half a river and then they just take a voyage?
I feel like secretions have to be one of those words that is just like a little gross. Like, like one of those words that like, I don't really like it.
Wait, what do you think is the grossest word? Because a lot of people reference the typical ones like moist.
Yeah.
But what do you think is actually the grossest word in the English language?
I don't know, man. I feel like secretion is pretty up there.
What about like unctuous?
That one's kind of
kinda sexy.
Word.
That's a
that
little
was
sexy.
A good word. Unctuous. That's like a sultry intro voice.
Yeah.
What
Zach,
else?
give me an unctuous introduction. And we've got our boy Zach here.
Unctuous.
I think a word that sounds like what it looks like and feels like is pustule.
That one's pretty nasty.
Pustule. Can you use it in a sentence, please? I accidentally popped my pustule. It pussed all over my stool.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
Thank God that when you pop your pimple, it's not full of poop. Am I right?
Oh my God.
That would be disgusting. I would hate that.
And we've lost all of our viewers. I am glad that, I feel like coronavirus is basically the bubonic plague of our time. Right. But, at least you don't get big pustules on your body when
That's
you
true.
contract the Rona.
That's true. There are some other weird things. I don't know if it's...
There are some other negative things that happen.
Do you ever think about how lucky we are that the word poop is so fun to say? What a fun
That's true.
P-O-O-P. It's you got the p and the p. It's symmetrical. It's got the oo, duty. Similarly, so much fun to say. Imagine if instead of poop we had to call it pus or
excrement.
that's
Which
not
is
fun.
what it is.
That's not fun. No,
I think it's become fun because it is poop.
When I was growing up, my parents only wanted us to say tinkle and potty. And now that was not a very cool way to describe what you needed to do in the bathroom. So once you were like 7, you're like, I don't really want to say tinkle and potty. I want to say pee and poop. And my parents are like, just say tinkle and potty. I'm like, I don't want to say that. It makes me sound dumb like a 2-year-old. I really want to be saying piss and shit, but I will settle for pee and poop if you would give it to me. Ned, what is the word of choice for poop in your home?
Ooh.
So Ariel wants the West to call farts toots, and I've said farts on numerous occasions, and she's like, no, we should say toots. And I don't know that I've quite gotten the reasoning on that, because I'm like you, I don't, maybe it's it's a gateway drug, right? Like toot, he'll want to say fart and think it's really it's naughty and saying something
naughty
bad.
word.
Whereas if you just start straight with fart, he's gonna go straight to
Yeah.
I got shit gas, Dad.
But we say wee wee, we say pee pee, we say poo poo. Yeah, I'd say poo poo.
I don't know if you guys know this, but when we were potty training Bowie, you need a command for him to go to the bathroom. And it's also really important that what I'm saying is the same as what Maggie's saying. You need consistent teaching. And so she settled on go potty and go poopy. And so that is every day when I walk my dog, I have to say, go potty. And then people walk by me and think that I am a grown man who wants to be a little child.
I usually just go, take a shit. Take a shit now. Come on, Pesto, shit. Because Pesto is very, he's very coy about his poopies, right? Emma goes immediately, Kimbop goes immediately, and then Pesto, he holds it. And I think it's because he knows he gets a longer walk if he holds it. So he'll just hold it, and his little booty hole will peekaboo, and he'll be like, is it going to happen? No, I want to go 3 more blocks, mister. And I'm just standing there going, just take a shit, fucker. And that's when people look at me like, oh, he's a bad dog owner. But I say it lovingly. I'm like, oh, take a shit, fucker.
Yeah, it's
Well, now I'm back on board.
It's sweet. Well, if you're still here, after all
made
this
it past
shit
the
talk,
bugs and you made it past this.
then you're gonna love this story about Zach making a tea. Zach, you got some fun news recently. You're a tea god, joining the ranks of Honest Tea.
I'm a god.
And
He's
Lipton. Yeah, exactly.
Funny, I say that I'm following in the footsteps of my business icon, Keith Douglas Habersberger.
Hello, I do have my own hot sauce. You can get it at keithschickenSauce.com.
Yeah, no, it's very exciting. We, when you're listening to this, we launched the first episode yesterday. And what's really cool is that we're going to be doing 6 episodes about every other week, charting this in real time, which is both incredibly exciting, but also wildly fucking stressful because I'm trying to shape the episodes in real time as things are progressing. So I had filmed kind of the whole arc of episode 1, and then the drama became clear that I wasn't able to get either the website I wanted or the trademark I wanted. And so I had to totally rewrite the video, which is stressful enough, but then I still need to figure out the reality of the company. So in the coming weeks, I filed for more trademarks, and I cannot share until one is approved. I am going to be deciding the flavors that I want, and the packaging is a big thing. I mean, flavors we can get out in time for what I want to do, but the packaging, everything's slowed down right now, obviously, and it's going to be a lot to figure out. So it's very exciting, but very stressful. My hope is that I can create the blend that I've always been seeking in the world and share it with others.
So why tea, Zach?
I love tea, man. First of all, I've been up since 6:30 in the morning sampling flavors. I got sent 50 different types of tea, and I feel alert right now. Because apparently your senses are most activated in the morning. This is going to be, episode 2 is going to be all about this, so I won't say too much now, but it's like you want to wake up before you've had anything else to eat. You're supposed to clear your bladder and like scratch your tongue, and then there's this crazy way that you taste it. It's this whole like wine tasting experience.
You got to stop. We have to stop and talk about your tongue.
Yeah, you're scraping your tongue?
What do you mean you scratch your tongue?
You don't have a tongue scraper?
I do, but I don't wake up in the morning, pee, and then walk over and immediately scratch my tongue. I do, but I don't think of it as a solo activity that I ever describe. I guess the way you just said it.
I definitely don't. I've seen them before. I know they have benefits, but I do not scrape my tongue. It activates my gag reflex. It feels weird. I don't like it. If I have stinky breath, then I'm sorry, but
We're married. It doesn't matter. What can you do about it, baby?
I don't have stinky breath, so I don't think I need the tongue scrape.
Guys, I need to just get up on this high horse right now and tell you that getting a tongue scraper will change your fucking life. You think that your mouth is clean? You try scraping that tongue and see the gook that is caked up on that nasty ass tongue of yours.
How is it any different than me using my toothbrush to brush my tongue?
Because you're not getting in there and scraping it with a blade.
You guys ever just used your top teeth to just scrape your tongue? Because I do that. Because it works pretty well. And then it's like, well, that's pretty good. And I just use my teeth and I spit it out.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. This is a gross episode.
I didn't even know it was a thing until I started dating Maggie, and I'm like, I've been walking around all my life with this nasty ass tongue.
Eugene, I feel like you're on the tongue scraping train, right?
Yeah, I think I was one of the first people to start using it because I was using it in high school, like middle school. I don't know how. My
That's pre-goop for sure.
Yeah, my parents were like super into tongue scraping. So
do you know that they call tongue scrapers liangs actually?
The Liang scraper.
Liang, Zach.
Yeah, Liang, get the pronunciation right, bitch. No, I like tongue scrapers. I wonder, I think flossing's more important, but definitely scraping the tongue is nice if you want to just feel like your breath is extra fresh after a brush.
We're thinking about getting a water flosser over here in the Habersberger household.
Yeah, I had one of those, and it was fine. But the problem is, if you really read the back of the instructions on the water pick, it's like use the water pick and also just floss regularly.
Here's the thing, though. Becky has a permanent retainer, so the only way she can possibly floss that area would be with a water pick.
Back on
unless
board.
you use those just awful, like weird things where you have to thread your floss into your
they're
mouth.
so bad. Having a permanent retainer, I'm pretty sure, took years off my flossing regimen.
Yeah, of course.
The amount of times I've either forgotten to floss or not floss because of the permanent retainer, several hundred.
What is a permanent retainer? I honestly
don't.
It's
a piece of metal on the back of your teeth.
Like a bar.
Stays there forever. It's like interior braces that stay there effectively forever.
Yeah.
Although I recently got mine taken off. It broke, and the dentist was like, "Here's the thing, we could fix it, but it's been 15 years, maybe even 20 years. 12? When I was 12 years old, did I
Probably
get
50
braces?
years.
No,
About
14,
20.
15. Anyways, nearly 20 years, and he's like, it's probably fine. You can just take it off, and we'll give you an Invisalign. And so, for the first time, I felt my teeth again.
That is a good feeling, those slippery, slimy little teeth.
My slippery, slimy little teeth.
So Ned, that feeling that you have of discovering your teeth for the first time, you could experience that every single day of what it's like to have a new tongue.
Hey, TryPod listeners, so I know that you have probably heard of MeUndies before. We have chatted about them, but besides that, you have to know that they are actually some of the world's most soft and sustainable underwear. They feel great, they look great, like actually really, really freaking soft and so cute, because they literally design MeUndies for comfort and self-expression. So you can opt for anything from a solid black to something like a unicorn print like myself, and you will be as comfortable as a cuddly little corn diddy. You've tried this before, right, Ned? You got some in the mail.
Oh, yeah. Got my mail order MeUndies. They are soft. They fit my booty nice. Kind of like a nice pale red, you know? It's like not like bright red, but kind of like cute red.
Yeah, and you can choose a monthly membership. You can build a pack. You can even match your undies with Ariel if you like. So no matter what you choose, you will get soft, sustainable pairs of undies delivered straight to your door with free shipping. It's a win-win all around. And I think it's great because we have seen each other's underwear in videos so long, and at the beginning, a lot of the underwear was really tattered and very old and faded and gross and yucky.
This is like ending your toxic relationship with your tattered old undies.
And MeUndies has a great offer for our listeners. So for any first-time purchasers, you can get 15% off and free shipping. It's a no-brainer, especially because they have a 100% satisfaction guarantee.
So to get 15% off your first order, free shipping, and a 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/tryguys. That's MeUndies.com/tryguys. Wow. Okay.
There should be a thing that you like plunge your tongue into, and it like
A washing machine?
yeah, like a tongue washer.
I like those little things that oh god, Keith, that was
I'm
very
just trying
vulgar.
to show.
If you're watching on YouTube, you're probably not watching anymore.
Oh god, no.
Tongue fucking his
I'm not fucking
own
anything.
finger.
No.
Stop it.
I'm demonstrating what it would be
God.
like to clean it. If you
We'll
had to
never
clean
win a
it.
Webby now. We are not gonna win a Webby like this if you tongue fuck your own fingers.
Maybe I should do it closer to the camera.
I want it to be
You have to
can see
blur this out on YouTube.
Webby nominated.
No.
Webby nominated.
That makes it
podcast.
better. Stop. I liked it better when we were talking about pustules.
This is gross.
So that's why I'm making a tea.
Yeah, that's why.
Eugene, what do you think about my tongue washer idea?
I feel like only recently in culture, straight people have been getting into eating ass. I feel like before it was like, it felt like, I think it was like always kind of a taboo thing, analingus. And I feel like maybe married couples would secretly do it back in the boomer days. But now it's like, you know, in HBO shows, everyone's like, oh yeah, they're eating ass and they're just dating. But, you know, gays have been doing it forever. But I'm just like, oh, I guess now, I think there was a switch that happened.
And Alison Williams in Girls.
Yeah, exactly. There was a switch
that was,
in
that was an inflection point for sure. Corresponding BuzzFeed articles got written about it.
Yeah, I think in the 2010s, people were more, became more open to it. It was interesting. Suddenly everyone was like, yeah, eating ass is great. But before that in the 2000s, no one straight was talking about eating ass.
I can back up your statement. In Animal Crossing, sometimes the animals ask you like what's your favorite show? What's your favorite food? And I told them my favorite food was eating ass.
No way.
That's funny. Wow.
Oh my.
Eating ass, eh?
And what did they say? What did they respond?
That's rad. Hey, you think you could help me figure out a good recipe for eating ass? What's
Wow.
the point of a video game if you can't make adorable animals say nasty ass shit?
I'm back on board. We're winning that Webby. That was pretty funny. Will Ferrell's got nothing on the TryPod. Wow. What is your favorite recipe for eating?
I mean, I think you should make sure all of your tools are clean. Like,
Right, so you need
make
to
sure you're
wash your tongue.
wash your salad bowl before you toss it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Right.
I guess you gotta scrape that tongue too.
Yeah.
You don't want the tongue germs to
Get in there.
get in the booty.
Well, speaking of tongue germs getting in your booty, Zach's got a new tea. Keith's got a hot sauce. Eugene and Ned, how do you want to merchandise? Ned, you're going to make a daddy product? Eugene, you're going to make a naughty product?
Well, I saw there was a great comment already that was like, Keith made a hot sauce. Zach making a tea. Ned made a baby.
That's true. I mean, you're Zach. You're like, wow, it's like a great way to get through quarantine is to have a full-time job. And I'm like, that's having a baby is kind of like that. Yeah, maybe I should make baby products. Like a hot sauce for babies.
Baby's first hot sauce is actually
Baby's first hot
funny.
sauce.
Yeah.
I do try and get Wes to eat spicy things every so often.
He goes, no, spicy.
He says, "No, it's spicy, Dad."
This is a tangent. I did see yesterday. So Becky and I, we try to live a low waste lifestyle. We try to use refillable soaps, all that stuff. But we were looking on a low waste site, and we saw something that was just appalling, and it was reusable toilet paper.
Oh!
And I said, no, ma'am. I said when she was also like, no, I don't want that. But it's like clingy material that you can use, and then you put it in a bag, and then you wash it, and then you put it back on a roll so that you look like a normal person.
No, she wanted to buy that, didn't she? She was like this close to buying that.
No, she wasn't going to buy it at all. She was just like, I can't believe this exists.
So Maggie and I have been talking about this because we have the company, their paper towels, and it's really cool.
We have those.
It's okay. You have the same thing. So
Yeah.
they're these colorful. It clings, and you just have these little fabrics that go around your paper towel thing. But then you throw them in the wash and you wash them. But the idea of doing that to your butt, also, they're not black. They're like white and different colored. I think they're all white, right? It's like toilet
I
paper.
saw some that were like bright red, and I'm like, this is crazy. And a lot of them are white. And I'm like, why? You could never reuse that. And you can
Guys,
never ask anyone in your home
Just
to use
get
that.
a bidet.
My problem with the bidet was ultimately that I felt like I couldn't one-stop shop. Same deal with the water pick. I couldn't just sparkle my anus with the water. I needed to also double tap it with the paper.
I don't disagree, but you're using a lot less paper and you're getting a lot cleaner of a finish.
Yeah.
I've just been using a super soaker that I still have, and I just crank that pressure up and then blast it, and there's nothing.
Jesus. Eugene, maybe you could do a Eugene line of bidets.
No, that's gross.
No,
That's
I don't want that.
gross.
Wee or wee wee.
I want to do a line of sex toys,
Oh.
but I want them. This is my brand pitch, okay? I was on a house party call with the Habersbergers. I was hanging out with Becky, who in a video of ours called Try Guys Recreate Their Wives' Makeup Routines, was like, what's a butt plug to Keith? And Keith said, you don't know what a butt plug looks like? And she goes, let me call Eugene. And Keith was like, no, don't do that right now. Well, we contacted each other later, and I showed her all the butt plugs in this house. And then I realized, oh my God, all of the sex toys I have are in this like hidden little drawer cubby thing that's like shoved away in the back of the closet. Why they gotta hide? So my brand pitch is sex toys that can hide in plain sight. So they're
So it's decorative.
Yeah.
yeah, they're disguised as like a cactus ceramic or a bookend or a paper towel dispenser, like things that you'd be like,
well.
oh, they can function two ways, but I can also maybe stick them in one of my holes.
All right. So you're done with the paper towels and you're like, you know what? I'm going to stick this in my ass.
Exactly.
Formers, sex toys in disguise.
Can you call the company Crate and Barrel and Fucking?
I like that, Eugene. It makes me think of like in the airports you can buy those personal massagers where they like market them as like, well, this is for, I don't know, your back. But then you look at it and you're like, you're clearly selling a vibrator here in Concourse C. I mean, when people are traveling, they need some relief, but
That's like everyone's first vibrator, right? I don't want to speak for all women, but I know shower heads are very popular choices when you're discovering yourself.
I imagine.
I have
Yeah.
heard that.
Yeah, you know when you can like
Podcast of all
take the shower
dudes
head
said.
off, and you can. It has like a what's it called?
I'm gonna put a disclaimer on this episode. This episode is so naughty.
Do you think a bunch of dudes talking about women discovering their sexuality is not okay for the airwaves?
The Webbies are never
so rude.
Webby nominated podcast.
Do you think that people talking about slugs and pus?
Oh God.
We're just trying to cover a little bit of everything in this
Yeah,
episode.
Eugene, I do love that though. I think that people are they feel some shame about their sex toys, but they should be on display.
Yeah, and people can be like, "Oh wow, that's a really interesting salt and pepper shaker," and you'll be like,
And like it'll free up drawer space, you know? How many times you've been like, well, I want to put my sweaters here, but I can't.
Because of all the sex toys.
Eugene,
I don't-
this candle smells. I can't quite put my finger on it. It's familiar, but a little funky.
"Oh, that's my ass."
That's gonna be your tea name, Zach.
Oh, that's my ass.
Eden ass tea.
That the scent of the candle is. Oh, that's my ass.
Yankee Candle.
Well, speaking of giving someone a candle,
Yankee Candle.
Yankee
Oh,
Candle.
wow. That's good.
Let's see if Miles can clean this podcast up. Go ahead, give it a try,
Yeah.
Miles.
Speaking of giving someone a candle, every once in a while, people email us in and we give them a little bit of advice to their conundrums. And so somebody emailed us in at advice@gmail.com, and they need a little bit of advice for them.
About eating ass.
About eating ass. And
No,
no,
guys.
for them and their loved one. Can I get a fake name? Ned.
Boyle Heights.
Boyle Heights. Boyle Heights writes, "Hey Miles, my boyfriend and I were planning on moving in together, and it happened a lot sooner than we thought. It would because of quarantine." I pronounced that weird. "I was given 3 days notice to move out of my campus housing and had nowhere else to go. Anyway, we've both been trying to finish the semester, and so keeping the apartment clean has gone by the wayside. I have not been nearly as helpful as I should be because I shut down when stressed. I want to do something nice for him. I'm already planning on cleaning the whole apartment and not letting him help, but I'm not sure what to do. Any suggestions? Boyle Heights."
Eugene, what's your suggestion?
No,
I don't have one. I'm not bringing it back. I'm not bringing it back to where it was. From whence it came, I cast it into the darkness, the dark recesses of dirty podcasting. We're Webby nominated. Someone else answer this.
I think you
So
should
she wants to do something nice for him that's not cleaning the house.
order him
Yeah.
a nice meal from his favorite restaurant. This way, you get to eat and you don't have to do dishes, because I was going to suggest make him a meal, but you just said you don't clean, so I can't put that on you. So you need to order him a meal from another place, and then immediately you're going to take the garbage out. And that's one little simple easy cleaning thing, and it'll bring him joy and delight. Get him a steak from Chili's. Oh God. They got steaks, they're not terrible. They're probably good enough.
But you know what? I'm
take
wondering.
go.
I'm sure you guys have experienced this too. Like every meal, I'm either cooking or I'm going out and getting. Like no meals feel special anymore, and I think I've had to go out of my way to make it special. So if what is this? The name we've given to this person?
Boyle Heights.
Oil
If-
pustules.
And it's a female.
If
Yes.
Boyle Heights lives in a like a 1-bedroom apartment where she can put her boyfriend in another room, I would say like make some ambiance. Be like, hey, go get changed. I'm gonna pick you up at 8. Like create a narrative and do a little. Not so far as role playing, but get dressed up. He gets dressed up. Maybe light some
Getting
candles.
dangerously close to Eugene's.
Hey, why not?
Set the
Get
table
it?
and then like knock on the door and be like, hey, I'm here to pick you up. And then just, I think going through that is
And
really
then pretend
fun.
that he's his dad and ask him if he's home. And then say, well, he's not home. What are you doing tonight, daddy? And then
And then he'll be like, my dishwasher's broken. Can you come fix it?
I just made a salad, but I haven't put dressing on it yet.
oh boy. Well, Boyle Heights, I hope that helps you out.
No, I think that, I mean, like, if they were using coronavirus as an excuse of like, oh, I mean, like, you know, people are like, oh, I don't have time to clean. But now they have a lot of time to clean and really just been outed as someone that doesn't like cleaning. So I would use it as an opportunity, you know, to learn some new life skills of like clearly not liking cleaning is kind of like secretly a little upsetting to them.
It says that they the keeping the apartment clean has gone by the wayside because they're both busy. But I would imagine that like that is a very nice thing to do, is to clean up the whole apartment and then maybe give a little goodie bag with a steak from Chili's.
You got to do it together. It's so much more. You get it done faster, and then no one resents the other person. You just got to be like, yo, do you want to clean? And then the person's like, fuck yeah. And you carve out your time. You put on some loud ass music, and you're just like, look at us go.
You put 5 minutes on the timer. You blast Danza Kudura at full volume, and you just fucking go for it. I mean, they're saying that they shut down when they get stressed, and we've all been there. But I guarantee you, just like getting a nice baseline of clean will make you automatically feel better. And it seriously takes like 5-10 minutes.
In college, we used to, at the end of the night when we were drunk, and you'd like, the party was like, you know, it was a mess. Instead of waiting to clean it till morning, we would put on Benny Hill, and we would all run around and clean everything as wacky as we could. So you would like grab a cup and then you like throw it into the garbage can, and you would like run into a room just to run out of it for no reason and just make a whole
3 a.m.
This was at 3 a.m.
Wow.
A bunch of drunk boys at Illinois State University blast Benny Hill and just run around goofy and clean up. And it was super fun. Yeah.
For me, it's like putting away laundry. That stuff, it sits out forever. And
boy.
I just don't do it.
And
it's all clean. I'm just like, what if I just only wear things from my clean laundry pile, and then in a week or two, I won't have a laundry pile and I'll just do laundry again. But it takes like 2 minutes and it makes me feel so much better.
I have some very non-sexual practical advice, which is, I know, shocker, is I think if you're entering a relationship, it sounds like you're living for the first time together, there's an inevitable that one person will always be more of something in a roommate situation, right? So clearly the boyfriend is the inherently cleaner person. That doesn't change. It won't change if you're 20 years together. There's always going to be someone who's just more clean or likes to cook
higher
more.
Standards.
Yeah. Or whatever that means. But I think that regardless, what I found very effective as the person who, like Boyle Heights, has learned that they are naturally more messy is claim small things that start to grow into responsibilities. So for me, I always do the dishes and I always take out the trash. So it's like, those are things that I offer because I know I'm just not going to look at the floor and say, I'm going to Swiffer that. I'm not going to, I just don't look at stuff and say, oh, dusting. But I go, oh, I know after I eat, I can do all the dishes. Oh, I know I can take out the trash. So start offering like that responsibility for one thing, and then it'll go a long way. He's going to appreciate like, oh, wow, she's like really like picking up after this thing. And because if he naturally wants to kind of clean, then it doesn't bother him as much. It'll just build resentment though if you do nothing. So I think that in the end, unless you're both very dirty people, which then it's very hard to figure it out, it's just the small gestures I think that mean a lot. And then some sex stuff too. Yeah, sometimes I'm just like, oh man, I forgot to take out the trash, so sex stuff.
Well, maybe you're the person who goes to the grocery store, or maybe you're the person who gets the oil changed in the car. There's lots of life responsibilities that suck, and I do a lot of those ones. I do we have to go get the emissions test on the car. Well, Becky's not going to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to fill up the cars with gasoline. I'm going to do the stinky jobs that you have to go hang out with a stranger for 15 minutes job. I got the oil changed. He says, I think you need a new filter. And I'm like, okay, I guess you're showing it to me. I don't know. I don't know what a good filter looks like. If you say I need a new one, you got it, bro. I love you, Valvoline.
I have read that regardless of income disparity, couples that have a more equitable distribution of household chores are more happy and stay together for longer because there's an inevitable, like, one person might make more money or less, or be like more busy or less, but that kind of, like, you know, having the person that's making less money doing all of the, like, non-labor is just builds resentment over time.
So it seems like we're going to be in quarantine a lot longer. I don't know if you guys saw the thing that came out in the LA Times. Yeah, girl.
No, I didn't see it.
Go,
no, I didn't see
go
it.
off.
I didn't see it at all. Didn't see it. Yeah, through July.
Yeah.
Here's the funny thing. Now, here's the worst thing is that yesterday I looked at the person who alerted us. I think it was Nick from our team, and said, hey, if you didn't see, it's going to be to July. That's how I read it. And then I reread it, and it said through July. And I'm
big
like,
difference.
That's tough. And then last night they said through August. And I was like, how did they add another month in 12 hours? How did they add a whole nother month? And I'm going to say that I think it's the right decision. If they think we need to stay locked down for people's safety, then that's what I'm going to do. I'm not here complaining and thinking it's wrong. I am just commiserating on the situation.
Yeah. Yeah, you can still complain and think it's right. Yeah.
Don't hate, commiserate.
But it is nice that they are allowing some, at least here in Los Angeles where we reside, they are allowing store curbside delivery for some retail stores, you know. I know a lot of the retail places, especially small businesses, are some of the ones most hurting. So I thought that was nice. But,
I just imagine if you wanted to go...
If
you wanted to go buy pants, if they would bring you pants to the car and you would try them on, like, I don't like these pants. And then you're like, okay, take the pants back. And then they'll put them in a bag that's filled with alcohol and hang the pants back up. Because some of those stores, like, they won't work.
My business can be Ned's Pants.
Ooh.
Get you some mail order pants.
And
don't
they have,
like it, you can send them back free.
And they're for people who have a really nice donk.
Yeah, they'll make your butt look good.
Ass
Yeah,
pants.
that's actually...
That's pretty good.
you have
Pants
that catchphrase.
that make my butt look good.
Part of the reason I'm making the series the way I am is to show people what it takes to start a business, and specifically an e-commerce business right now. Because I think what is going to happen and emerge from this time, we need innovation. Like, for better or for worse, things are changing in the world around us. And so if you are a young person with a passion and can figure out a new way to present the comforts that we've had and have gotten accustomed to, there's a real opportunity there and a need. I think we're all craving a return to a sense of normalcy. And it's not going to be just going back to retail as we know it, to shopping as we know it. So I'm hopeful that our followers and fans are the people that can, you know, change the world and have these really fresh, innovative ideas that make life better and easier for all of us.
Tea. It's been around for millennia, ripe for disruption.
Yeah, maybe mine's not quite as innovative as the ideas that I hope that come and are inspired by the seeing me go through the process.
Well, I think the idea of tea as not just a drink, but as something that can be a mental, you know, kind of sharpen your mental focus, I think that's very innovative because people may not be thinking of tea in that way. And there's so many like Monster Energy, Red Bull that it's like, oh, you get you hyped up, get you focused, get you smarter, and then you're just you turn into a little blob in 2 hours because you're crash hard. But it is funny that
we have drive-in movie theaters. Why don't we have drive-in concerts?
That's a good point.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen that happening for people. I'm conflicted about it because I don't want to go see a cool band from my car. Part for me, and this measures me. I love going to a concert because I love being able to sort of bump into a stranger and we both have the same feeling at the same time. And I don't know you, and yet here we are. We're both singing the lyrics to each other and we're smiling. Have we been friends forever? And now we're all, and then hold my spot. He's like, you got it, bro. And then you're coming back and he's like, over here. Like, yes. And then you learn his name, and then you leave and you never see him again. But you had that festival friend, and you kept seeing him all over the festival. For me, that's like part of it. It's about all these people come together for music. And if I'm in my car, I'm just sitting down. I might as well be watching it on TV.
And everyone's singing at the same time. Do 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 do.
At the drive-in movie theater, you're able to get out of your car, but you kind of just all have like a 10-foot radius. So what if each person just had a plot and there was a huge fucking, Beyonce-sized screen where you could see the band even though you're far away? Because I just love the sound and the vibration. All right, Ned had something to say, but his mic died. So bye, Ned. What are you thinking?
I'm gonna pick it up where he left off. Yes, I do. Actually, I went to the drive-in theater this last weekend, and it was great. It was very cool. It kind of felt like a little bit of a normal experience. And yes, when you go to a drive-in, you get a 10x10 spot to put your car, so you could put out camper chairs. We did order some camper chairs. We're planning on doing some more drive-ins this summer because it is. Becky loves going to the movies, and this is now going to be our replacement, which will be great. But I just love. I feel very sad about music festivals and concerts and movie theaters because there is something about like going and intermingling with a lot of other people and having a shared experience. And I myself I do concerts with Lou Berger, and we're not going to be able to do that. And because I was reading all about how the germs spread, and number one bad thing you can do, sneeze. Number one, that puts so many particles in the air for so far. Number two, cough. That puts so many particles in the air. Number three, singing.
No way.
Singing requires you to sing using all of your lungs. And if you ever watched a Broadway performer, they're spraying mucus like crazy because they're performing. And so singing, and one of the reasons that churches really shouldn't open is that everyone stands in a room with no air circulation and they sing. And that is that spreads germs at such a higher rate than talking. When you talk, your germs go like this far and then they fall to the ground. When you sing, you're spraying as if you're coughing almost. And that's a really sad thing for me to realize because I love singing. I love singing with groups of people.
Okay, I love though your very specific sense memory of going to concerts. And it's like I've said that I miss concerts, but you dove in very specific. I don't just miss concerts. I miss that moment of bumping into a stranger and becoming friends. I'm curious, like going to a bar, I know that you miss, but what about what is this very specific moment about going out to bars that you miss?
I think being next to strangers is kind of the thing that we took for granted, right? It's this idea that you are passing through a same space once, but never to see each other again is quite nice, as opposed to the daily drudgery of seeing the same person or being by yourself over and over in one spot. I think that, I would kill to just stand on a subway for an entire day and just watch people go by. But I think
you really thrive with strangers. You like going out to
I
bars
love
with
strangers
us and then leaving us and befriending someone whose number you get and then delete.
Yeah, I just think that it's interesting because I find life can be so much more fulfilling if you open it up to happenstance, right? So the best place to do it is a place at a bar, right? Or like a concert, because that's where people are relaxed and everyone's ready to be social. So it's much harder to do that, say, at a bus stop. You can't really just be like, hey, lady, how you feeling today? Cool. Can I buy you a bus ticket? But yeah, I miss that randomness at bars. There's a randomness, I think, at places like bars and clubs and concerts that you can't really have when you're stuck inside. I miss the randomness. Maybe I'll just go outside and just I don't know, pretend like I'm at a bar as people pass by in their masks. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Cool. Great. Fun. Can I get you something? All right, cool. All right. 6 feet. Cool.
Yeah. I love strangers. I love small talk with people I don't know. I love all those things. I just like connecting with people.
Yeah, a little different for me, gang. Can't say that I really like small talk. Can't say that most of my interactions with strangers at bars they're fine, they're tolerable, but I would like to get back to my group of close friends. I more miss the experience of doing the actual thing itself.
It's the bumping into people is. I've had those fun experiences too, Keith, and sometimes it's fun. But
Yeah.
I've also had the negative experiences where like somebody spills their drink on you, or somebody is like pushing you in a crowd. And I like just like concerts. I like going to see the band perform live, and or like bars. I like going with like a close group of friends and just hanging out or playing board games. And I know that's a little different from the way that other people like those activities. And like a restaurant, I like being the fact that we're all eating around other people.
Communal meals. Now those communal meals are going to be the biggest heartbreak for me, because I just love. We all split 4 things on the table. Korean barbecue. It's just
big group of people.
Can you imagine us going to hot pot together, all dipping in the same sauce?
Can't be dipping your toes in the same jacuzzi.
Damn
One
right.
thing I saw, so I love football games. I love the NFL. I love going to live football games because I like I like everyone like cheering together, and I like watching the sport live. Like you're there when it happens. And Miami Dolphins just released a plan of how they were going to do a socially distanced football game.
Ooh, how?
Get this.
What?
So what? Can you believe? I couldn't. The stadium seats like 70,000 people. They'll only let in 15,000. So already it's like a fifth of the capacity for even going to the game.
Which
Then
that
once-
actually attendance would be up from the Dolphins last season. So that's
Hey,
Hey!
nice burn. Tank for Tua. It is when you would enter with a set like entry time, and you would have to make your entry time, or else you would need to wait in some long line. But all the lines, which normally at football games is like a crowded mass of people 30 minutes before the game starts, it would just be 6 feet apart. They would have like line stations. And then you were talking about innovation, Zach. To get concessions, normally you have to wait in a long line for concessions, and it sucks because you miss the game. They innovated where you order on an app, and then it tells you the specific 5-minute window to come pick it up. You don't wait in line at all. You just go. It's there. You get it. Why haven't we been doing that all this time?
because you can't do that with 70,000 people.
Yeah, harder.
You can only do that with 15,000 people, I would imagine. Even
Well,
just like, also, you get so drunk at a
maybe.
football game, you're going to miss that 5-minute window.
When you bring up football games, it makes me realize what I truly miss about bars and games and concerts, which is the ability to watch people be awful in public. Because I think that like everyone is now directing their awfulness online through social media. It's like it was already a pretty volatile place, but now no one has any outlet to be more awful unless you're like out protesting. But I think that if you're putting all that energy, like people are getting extremely, like really at each other's throats in social media these days. And I just really want to see someone just like, there was a clip going viral of two guys fighting on the street recently on Twitter, and I found it so charming. I was just like, oh my God, I wish I could get in a fist fight on the street. I was just like, I miss that. I miss seeing strangers
That was an
like,
intense fight.
yeah.
And only 1 million people watched our boxing video.
Well, these guys were like on the street, and I think that's maybe why trash reality TV is like even more entertaining, because you're watching like Vanderpump Rules or The Circle or whatever, people just being shitty to each other. Or not The Circle, but Too Hot to Handle. That's Zach's the show, right? The saddest is like if you accidentally get too drunk in quarantine, right? And you wake up and you're like, wow, I got really drunk. But there's no exciting memory. You know, there's no like, oh, I did something stupid. Oh, wait, whose number is this? Oh my God, who is this person that I woke up next to? Like, there's no fun, like life story. It's just, oh, I just like
I think I
drank
made
3
out with
bottles
my
of
mom
wine
last night.
while watching Dead to Me on Netflix, which is fantastic. But I miss the awfulness that can happen naturally, you know, being able to walk around in public.
Or the weird Uber drivers, or all the fun. Be like, last night I was in a car and this guy wouldn't stop talking to me about bridges. I love it.
Well, if you like bridges, Miles loves a good bridge to his section, and we're about to drive across the Miles Nation gate into the land of Bonsignore, which is advice that'll go for miles with Miles.
Bonsignore.
Folds
It's
version.
advice that'll go for miles. Turning to your radio station. It's advice that'll go for miles. Everyone get ready, Miles Nation.
We have some talented
My
fans
name
out there.
is Taylor Ray Fox, and this is advice that'll go for miles.
Thank you, Taylor Ray Fox, for that. What the fuck's up, Miles Nation?
Screaming.
I hope you guys are having a happy quarantine. Have you ever wanted to get covered in oil? Have you ever wanted to burn your dingle?
Oh boy.
No.
Stick your dick.
Take your dick. Give me a rice.
Rice.
Nice.
Give me a peas.
Peas.
Give me a carrot.
Carrot.
Are you making fried rice?
I think so.
Give me a sesame oil.
Sesame oil.
Oil.
Make fried rice, you dumb bitch.
Oh, I don't.
Why
like
are
it
you
when
going to
it
burn your
says that.
dingle?
Well, sometimes your dingle gets caught in the pan.
No, it doesn't. Really, it
you're-
doesn't.
Unless you're frying naked.
Sometimes you're cooking.
You
Sometimes
can't
you're,
handle the heat. Put some pants on.
sometimes you're cooking in your undies, and your dingle gets a little oil on it.
That
Never happened to me.
That can happen.
I was-
typically.
Go
ahead.
I was making fried rice the other day, and I couldn't.
Dick out?
I with my dick fully out. I couldn't even believe the smells and the sounds that were coming out of me and my kitchen. I couldn't believe how delicious it was with so little effort. And I have found that it's good. I didn't use soy sauce. I used amino, which I have heard is a good alternative to soy sauce, but it's what we had in my kitchen, and that's why I used it. But here's the deal. You can make a shit ton of fried rice and put it in little containers and eat it for months for all I give a shit. But it's good, and it's tasty, and it's salty, and it's fresh. And if you want to put chicken in it, fucking go for it, dog. Yeah, make fried rice. It's easier than you think, and it's better than takeout because it's yours.
Yeah, I do love fried rice. You can put bacon in it. You can put eggs in it.
Hell yeah.
You can really do whatever you want. And typically, we normally will make some kind of rice with something and have it left over, and we'll just make fried rice for breakfast, and it's just great.
I will say I do love that as soon as I started giving the advice, I could hear Ned furiously typing an email.
What? I mean, you make fried rice.
yeah, but it's good.
I'm moving on to the next thing I gotta do.
Hey, wait. Can I piggyback on your advice?
Piggy!
Piggy, I'm gonna be Miles' dirty little piggy. Oink, oink. Use over day old rice.
Yes.
And you want it to be really dry. It's the only time you want your rice to be not fresh out of the rice maker, not a delicious, sticky like Korean or Southeast Asian rice. You want dry ass, day old, short grain rice that's been in the fridge for like 2 days. Makes the best fried rice.
Listen to the man preach, sister. I will say that's correct, but if you want to make fried rice a la carte, Instacart, immediately, here's what you're going to want to do. When it pops out of that rice cooker, pops out of when it pops out of the rice cooker, you're going to want to put it on a pan and put it in the freezer. And then after like 10, 15 minutes, it's going to be dry and it's going to be cold, and you're going to be able to use it as if it were day old rice. But obviously you want day old rice. That's the prerogative. That's the narrative. But if you don't have it, you can do that. Also, hit me up on Cameo.
You're $7.
Miles.
It's
No, you did not.
Miles, you're on Cameo?
Yes,
yeah,
bitch.
for nothing.
I know. I undersold it, but then I got too many requests, and so I brought it up a little.
Miles, I can request a cameo from you?
Eugene. Yeah,
you can say
Eugene.
whatever. You can say whatever you want.
Anyway, eat fried rice, and also my pool's still going great is a big update.
I
That's
have
good.
a very exciting cameo story that you'll love. And
So one of the cast members of Netflix's Too Hot to Handle used to date my best friend's girlfriend. My like childhood best friend in college, on and off, hooked up with one of the cast members. I don't want to out who it is, but it's one of the goofier guys. And so, fuck it, I'll say it. It's Bryce from Too Hot to Handle, who is
Shout out!
comes in the middle of the show. And so for his birthday, I bought a cameo from him saying, like, Bryce was like, hey man, I heard that I'm your inspiration. You're thinking of buying a boat just like me. That's awesome. Anyway, I heard your favorite song is Titanium by David Guetta, so here you go. And he serenaded him for $35, the greatest birthday gift that I've ever gotten somebody. It was just a minute-long troll of his girlfriend's ex-boyfriend.
That's
singing
so
a song
good.
to him.
That's
I was
funny.
very against
funny.
Cameo, but now I'm full on board. So I'm
I've
gonna
never thought about using Cameo for evil.
Oh, it's good stuff.
Jesus.
I have a
Zach.
friend that for her birthday, her friends got her a cameo from Rachel Dolezal.
Oh no.
God, no,
Oh, no.
Yeah,
that's too much.
it's too
Jesus.
much. It was
Wow.
it was haunting. It was upsetting.
Who the fuck is on Cameo? These are some like very
Yeah.
like Z-list level people.
I know, me.
Hey, don't talk about Miles like that, Eugene.
Oh, not you, Miles. Except
No,
for you.
I'll take it. I'll freaking
I'm
take
buying one from you, Miles.
I may still make this video. This is a TryPod exclusive. I was gonna do a candid competition where I see who can send me the best custom birthday message. But I also at one point was gonna do a video where I only communicate using cameos for a day. So the guys are like, "Hey Zach, we're gonna podcast at 10 o'clock," and then at like 9:59, it's like, "Hey guys, it's Lance Bass. Just want to let you know, Zach's running 15 minutes late. He says I'm so sorry, but he'll be right there." And so that's
so
a video I
good.
still want to make.
We determined it was going to be too much free advertising for them, which this podcast segment may already have been.
Also, though, that video would be a fortune.
You said Rachel Dolezal was on it, so I don't think that's good advertising.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
That's like
Well,
anti-advertising.
thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe and rate us 5 stars. It helps other people discover the show. And check out some of our merch on tryguys.com. It helps the support the show and our staff, all of whom are busy working during quarantine. How's it going there, Miles? Like Miles. Like
Busy
Miles.
as a beaver.
Busy as a beaver. All right. And what else? The Webby voting has been finished, but thank you to everyone that voted. But we are going to be having our fingers crossed for the announcement very, very soon. And if you want to get extra bonus episodes and bonus content, you want to get even more into the community, become a Triceratops at patreon.com/tryguys. Until next time.
Keith, hit us with the official TryPod theme song.
Do you have a dirty time? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Would you like to clean it up? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Find yourself a little slug. What you say? What you do? Put that slug inside your mouth. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. It's the TryPod.
Until next time, stay beautiful.
Buy my line of sex toys in plain sight.